So it's another year and it's another time that we get to talk about the iPhone 13 mini and basically how this particular iPhone is still an amazing device to go and buy in this particular year. I still think this is one of those types of phones that you can still basically get your hands on. You're still going to have a pretty good time with it. And I genuinely do think if you're in the market and you're trying to go through and pick up a device, the 13 mini could actually be a pretty decent device when it comes down to it. Now, number one, a very important thing to keep in mind here is that with a device like the iPhone 13 mini, this is essentially one of those types of iPhones that I do think if you're planning on buying, the size of it is going to either make it or break it for you. But on the positives, something like an iPhone 13 mini does actually do a pretty good job at kind of giving you a pretty good experience with that size. I do feel like if you're going to go through and pick up an iPhone and you want a smaller sized, iPhone that's still kind of powerful, the 13 mini really is one of the last most powerful iPhones Apple has made when it comes down to that, when it comes down to that particular side. So if you are trying to go through and get an iPhone that's still kind of powerful, you really don't have much of a choice. You're pretty much going to have to get one of those types of devices like an iPhone 13 mini. Now, on top of that, another device to kind of keep in mind here too is that with something like an iPhone 13 mini, this camera quality is still fairly good for the most part. I still think this is kind of one of those types of devices that you can kind of go and buy. And if you're going to go through and pick up a device, this is one of those types of devices where you can go and pick it up and still have a really good and really decent time with it, in my personal opinion. So I do think from a build quality standpoint, from a performance standpoint, and from a camera standpoint, this device does pretty well. Now, even on iOS 18, I've had a pretty good time from a performance capability as well from this type of device. And I do think, like I said before, if you're planning on going through and getting a device, this is one of those types of devices that you can go through and kind of pick up and still get a really, really good time with it. I do think, in my personal opinion, if you're going to go through and pick up a device, Apple did a great job with the 13 mini. It still is an amazing phone. I would still recommend people to go and buy it for sure. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.